Welcome to headquarters, embarrassment. Oh, we're doing a fit. No. Oh, nope, going high. Oh, you got a real sweaty palm there, buddy.
Seems like the movie world is getting into the habit of surprising cinema fans with increasingly impactful sequel news. Knowing this, do you know all the movie sequels that absolutely nobody expected and is finally happening? Moana II. If you're a fan of Disney animations, surely you know that Moana is a historic film and one of Disney's highest rated in recent years after the 2016 release and success. 7 years later, in early 2023, Hollywood superstar The Rock, who voiced Maui, announced that the live action was in production and he himself would be Maui on the big screen. Up until then, all was well and the movie was scheduled for 2025. What caught everyone by surprise was that in early 2024, practically 1 year later, Disney announced that not only would they release Moana 2, but also that it would be by the end of 2024. I'll tell you, Disney is becoming an expert at bringing big news nobody expected for. A few Mickey House insiders knew about this, so this was undoubtedly the biggest surprise among animated movies announcement in recent years, and of course, I'm going to watch this movie. Never in history have there been so many sequels that nobody expected like in recent times. That's why we've rounded up the top 10 sequels that we have no idea would be produced but are finally here or coming very soon. Toy Story 5. The announcement of the 5th Toy Story movie certainly was the film that divided opinions the most. Scheduled for June 2026, the new story, which we hope still involves Woody and Buzz, is considered unnecessary by many, especially after the emotional ending of Toy Story 4, which made a lot of people cry, including me. And that's why many fans were surprised by the announcement of the 5th film, as everything really seemed to have ended once and for all and all. The toys were fine in their lives. So we beg you, dear Disney, if you're really gonna make this film, please make it really good.
Most important toy to Bonnie right now. Important?
Frozen 3. Every Frozen fan knew there was plenty of room for another film in the franchise. Many of them, including me, would love to see the love story between King Agnor and Queen Iduna, who belong to the North Aldra people. But nobody expected that 3 years after the second film, Disney would announce that the continuation of Elsa and Anna's adventure were already in the works and ready to be served. The movie story is a complete mystery, but the coolest theory suggests that Anna may finally awaken her fire power and that Elsa may finally find a romantic partner to call her own. Predicted for November 2026, the film from the Kingdom of Arendelle promises to be simply amazing and, according to the developers, the best in the Frozen franchise. Let's wait a little longer to find out if all this is really true, but I sure hope it is. Kung Fu Panda 4. After Po defeated Tai Lung, Lord Chin, and Kay, everyone wondered, is there anyone who can face a great dragon warrior? DreamWorks said yes and created the chameleon, who is simply an enemy capable of transmuting into each of these villains. And because nobody imagined there would be a villain equal to Po, who besides being a dragon warrior is now also the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. That's why Kung Fu Panda 4 was a completely unexpected film. And if you haven't watched the movie yet, just a small spoiler, the choice of the new Dragon Warrior was even more surprising, especially for me, who is Team Tigress. With the post-credit scene, there will definitely be a Kung Fu Panda 5, and the Furious 5 will be very important in it. At least, that's what we hope. Zootopia 2. For years, we fans have been asking, practically begging Disney to make a sequel to Zootopia, especially those of us who always shipped Nick and Judy, and when Minnie had already lost hope, Disney comes and slaps us in the face and announces Zootopia 2. And not only that, it even gives us a release forecast November 2025. That is, well before Toy Story 5 and Frozen 3, the story is still a closely guarded secret, but we've discovered that Sahara Square, the desert habitat of the city, will be very important. In addition, we really hope that Nick and Judy, get even closer, and according to rumors, we might have the amazing appearance of Nick's father, whom we haven't met yet. Our guess, he must be an internationally famous thief. Take this hint, Disney. Surefire hit.
Stop talking.
Awesome.
Daddy! What did we say? No icing anyone at my wedding!
I have to, baby. Daddy has.
Godzilla vs. Kong: The New Empire. If you enjoy monster brawl movies and watch Godzilla vs. Kong, you surely felt like you wanted to see more giant monsters fighting each other. At least, that's how we felt. And Warner also felt like it would be a huge chance to make a lot more money. So it decided that the MonsterVerse films of Godzilla have no in that, which means you could still be watching franchise films with your grandchildren 50 years from now. Still, the new film of the two colossal titans caught many people by surprise, especially because it was released only 3 years after Godzilla vs. Kong. Since movies like these take many years to be completed, which indicates that when the first film was released, Warner was already filming the second. Very clever of you, Warner, I have to admit. And of course, fans definitely won't miss this film. Quick tip now, to not miss our next video, subscribe down here. It's really worth it for sure. Inside Out 2. Inside Out was definitely one of the biggest and best surprises in recent years. Announced by Disney after original films that didn't do too well like Strange World and Two Brothers, nobody knew what the company's next move would be. So when they announced not one but several sequels, we were all shocked. And the one closest to becoming a reality was even bigger shock, which was exactly Inside Out 2. With all the trailers and information we've seen so far, the movie promises to be epic as Riley will be older at 13 and will make new friends and who knows, maybe even a boyfriend.
Not now.
Yeah.
Mufasa. The first thing about the Mufasa movie is that nobody ever imagined that someone within Disney would have the idea to create a new film in the Lion King franchise, and more than that the film would be a prequel. The film will be live action and not in cartoon animation like the Lion King movies, which left a good part of the fans worried, especially those older ones who didn't really like the Lion King live action movie. I quite liked it. Although I still prefer the original film released in 1994, according to the synopsis, Mufasa seems like it's going to be pretty cool as it will tell the story of when Simba's father wasn't king and how he, as an adopted son, ended up ruling over the lands of the kingdom, and how Scar, who was named Taka, was poisoned and ended up getting his scar and became so evil. The story will be narrated by Timon and Pumbaa to Kiara, Simba, and Nala's daughter.
And the circle of life.
Chicken Run. To after Aardman Studios broke the contract with DreamWorks, everyone thought they would never hear anything related to the company's most successful film again. But practically, the whole world was surprised by the news given in 2018. 18 years after the first film, that Aardman was producing the sequel to Ginger and Rocky's Adventure. And even more surprising was when in 2020, Netflix announced that it had bought the rights to the plot, announcing that the name of the film would be Chicken Run 2: Down of the Nugget. Released in the last month of 2023, the film had a gap of 23 years between the original and the sequel, which was practically a lifetime. So whoever watched the first film undoubtedly never imagined that this day would come, but it came and it was really cool. I really enjoyed the film.
Welcome to the future.
Lightyear. Speaking of prequels, perhaps even more unexpected than Mufasa was Lightyear, which told the story of the apparently real character who inspired Andy's famous Buzz toy, who became one of the protagonists alongside Woody of Pixar's most successful franchise, Toy Story, which we've already talked about. It was the year 2020, and Disney Pixar announced the film that left millions of fans shocked. Lightyear premiered in 2022 and caused a loss of $106 million for Disney. Perhaps this was an idea that shouldn't have been done, maybe since it was at least so far the most poorly rated film in the Toy Story franchise. And if you enjoyed our content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss out on our next video. Until next time, take care and see you in the next one.